Keith Schweigert here from lanksports.com with your 2-minute drill for Friday night's Lancaster-Lebanon League Section 1 battle between Hempfield and McCaskey. This game will kick off at 7 p.m. at McCaskey's Ewell Sports Complex. Red Tornado comes into this game still looking for their first win of the season. It's been a frustrating run so far for them. Their last 3 games have followed the same kind of script. They grab the lead at halftime, but then they fall apart in the second half. The worst of the losses was last week when they had perennial Section 1 powerhouse Wilson on the ropes at halftime. They were winning that one 14-12, but they let Wilson come back in the second half and beat them up 24-14. Hempfield comes in with a 2-2 record, and that's pretty indicative of how the season has gone for the Black Knights. It's been an up and down year. 2 weeks ago, it looked like they were hitting their stride. They knocked off Carlisle 47-20 in their last non-league game, but then last week in the Section 1 opener, they really got tripped up by Penn Manor. They turned the ball over 6 times in a 34-6 loss. So you gotta wonder, Hempfield fans, which team is gonna show up on Friday night? You better hope the good one shows up, because McCaskey's dangerous in spite of their record. The Tornado has a good ground game. They have a combination of backs in DeMarcus Sumter and Markeith Williams. That's Moose and Juice to McCaskey fans. Williams, or Juice, leads the team in rushing. He has 463 yards and 6 touchdowns. Meanwhile, quarterback Adrian Westbrook, he doesn't really pass the ball very well, but what he can do is run that option, and he's also a running threat. He has 132 yards on 35 carries. The issues for McCaskey are on defense, especially against the run, and that's a weakness that Hempfield can exploit. Hempfield averages 171 rushing yards per game, led by Spencer Lair, who has 324 on the ground, 6 touchdowns. Mike Faraci is their quarterback. He's a pretty dangerous passer. He has 357 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season, but what Hempfield wants to do is pound that ball, dominate the line of scrimmage, and chew up the clock. That's the kind of team that McCaskey traditionally struggles with, and it's a bad matchup for the Red Tornado on Friday. For McCaskey to pull off that upset and get their first win in the season, they're going to have to find a way to play 48 minutes of solid football instead of just 24. Like I said, the script has been they take the lead at halftime and then it comes apart for them in the second half. They got to find a way to turn in a full football game. If they can do that, I think they can spring an upset here, but it's going to be tough on them. We'll see how it turns out on Friday.